Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Okay, y'all can hear me fine. That's awesome. All right, well, again, good morning. Hello. My name is Rachel. I'm the coordinator for student outreach with Baylor's Campus Living and Learning Department. And obviously today, y'all are here to learn about campus living and learning, kind of getting y'all to campus. So this presentation, I'm going to give y'all a little bit of an overview about our department and kind of what you'll get being here on campus, but a lot of this too is going to be talking to y'all about what to expect with Move to BU and how to get you actually to campus. So we're just going to go ahead and jump in and get started. Like I said, I'm going to give y'all kind of a brief overview of campus living and learning and kind of what does it mean to truly experience our authentic Christian community here on campus. So our mission is that we strive to create diverse residential environments that support learning and faith development through relationally driven communities. So whenever you're living here on campus, regardless of where you'll live or which building you're in or community that you end up being assigned to, you're going to get some unprecedented access in terms of support, especially when it comes to spiritual formation, intellectual growth, and relationships and dialogue. And not just dialogue with people who agree with you. We really try to allow you to expand your mind here and, kind of stimulate those conversations that allow you to kind of further yourself on your walk. Whatever that may look like, academically, relationally, spiritually. Really, when it comes to defining what authentic Christian community looks like, I don't think I could define it better than one of our assistant residence hall directors, Courtney Street. So Courtney here is just kind of talking about an authentic Christian community, and one thing I would love to point out to y'all is just that it is a ministry through presence, patience, openness, and it has the power to positively transform lives. So while you're here at Baylor, no matter what, we want you to have a positive transformation for the better, and we're really here to help you thrive while you're on campus and kind of make that transition from being a student at home to being a student and being an adult and living by yourself here at campus. When it comes to the different community programs that we have to offer, y'all should know where you're living or about which community program at least that you're assigned to. By this point, we're kind of going through the choose your own room process right now, but otherwise you basically should know kind of which community program you're living in. Just to go over those again quite quickly, we've got our first year experience communities or our first year communities. Those are our more general communities. It's a great place to live for our freshmen who are looking to get to know other individuals and a lot of diversity within those halls as well. The one thing that you'll have in common is that you're all going to be first year freshman students, so it's a great program to live in. Next, we've got our living learning programs. These are more centered around academic or extracurricular units. I'd say about 45% of our incoming first year students decide to live in a living learning program. And they're really awesome for just growing a community of individuals with similar interests to your own, both academically or extracurricularly. And then finally, we have our residential colleges. Those are a 2-year commitment, and they're designed more off of that Oxford-Cambridge style living area. So highly focused on community, highly focused on involvement, especially from upperclassmen and from faculty and staff. So overall, really great community programs. And like I said, you'll get a lot of support within the residence halls. Obviously, you'll get to interact a lot with your advisors and your professors and different things like that. But also within the residence halls, we do have faculty and staff support available to you as well. So regardless of where you live on campus, you'll have access to individuals in these 4 positions here. So we've got our residence hall directors. They really wear a lot of different hats. I refer to them as both the hall mom or the hall dad and kind of like the general building manager, just because they function in both ways, really making sure the building's going well and the students are adjusting well. They also help manage our student staff that live within the residence halls. Next, we've got our faculty in residence, or our FERS. Those are those professors that are attached to specific departments. They actually come in and live alongside the students and help out with a lot of that in-hall programming, especially with our living learning programs. Next, we've got our resident chaplains. Those are current Truett Seminary students, so while they are by no means like a certified therapist necessarily, they are there to provide that pastoral care within the residence hall. So whether that looks like praying over you before a big test or grabbing coffee to work through some homesickness issues or really anything in between, they're kind of there for that. And then finally, we have our community leaders or our CLs. You'll hear us refer to them oftentimes as CLs. And our CLs are kind of similar to that traditional RA role that you associate with most colleges, but because Baylor is a private Christian institution, they get the benefit of walking alongside you not only academically or relationally, but also spiritually, which we think is a great added bonus. Some other things you'll get in the residence halls, regardless of where you live, everyone will have a specific set of furniture. So regardless of your housing assignment, everyone will get a bed, desk, chair, drawer space, as well as closet space. I also put on there wall outlets and wireless internet, just so that y'all are aware that we do have those available for all of our students, and a Baylor mailing address. So another thing I want to point out here to y'all, especially because I know we're starting to think about how are we going to decorate our residence hall rooms, different things like that, what are you going to pack? I wanted to point out here that the bed risers and the little micro fridge unit right there, the mini fridge and the microwave on there, because we actually have third-party vendors that Baylor partners with, and you can find all of this on our website. I'm only mentioning that there because we do have a few like prohibited items within the residence halls, different things like that. For instance, microwaves. Microwaves are not allowed within the residence halls, but if you're interested potentially in bringing one in, you could rent one through a third-party vendor. So we have a variety of different third-party vendors. We have a Tide laundry one. Granted, I will say each of our residence halls does have laundry facilities within the building. So there's either gonna be a large one on like one of the bottom floors, or there'll be individual ones on each floor of the building. So you don't necessarily have to buy the Tide laundry. My mom, I always joke, my mom believed in hard labor, so I had to do my own laundry when I was an undergrad. So that's all available to you. You just have to provide the soap and the detergent, things like that. Also bed lofts, different micro fridges, and the ship to school information. So should you need one, we have all of that set up for you, and you can go find all of that information on our website. So on the baylor.edu/CLL, if you're trying to find information about room sizes, for instance, if you know what building you're going to live in and you're trying to figure out probably like the dimensions of your room, different things like that, you can find all of that information on our website under the housing info tab. So that includes, like I said, room measurements, third-party vendor information, room types and rates for your building, different things like that. So highly encourage y'all to get onto the website and just kind of look around at the resources we have available there. And now I'm going to go ahead and get into talking about actually getting y'all to campus. I feel like that's kind of the main part of this presentation that I want y'all to be able to take home. So when it comes to getting you to campus, we essentially have a whole week dedicated to moving y'all in and getting you on campus and kind of helping you become a Baylor Bear. Move to BU, like I said, it's the whole week, but we generally speaking try to get our students moved in within 2 days. So those 2 days this year are going to be Wednesday, August 17th, and Thursday, August 18th. And that's a time when we get a bunch of volunteers, the whole Baylor community really, students, staff, faculty, family members, different things like that, will come in and help you take your items actually to the residence halls, which is really awesome. You can actually find out all of the information that I'm telling you here as well. All of this Move to BU information will be given to y'all sometime in early August for you through your My Housing portal. So all of your individualized information, for instance, like which move-in date are you can find through your My Housing portal. So you can access that My Housing portal through our website. If you go to www.baylor.edu/CLL, you can kind of see in that top right corner where it says My Housing. That's what we're going to want y'all to click on to get used to going to the portal through there. And really, y'all can think of the My Housing portal as your main point of access to all things campus living and learning. So that includes, once you get to Baylor, that's where you'll submit work orders, inspection forms, different things like that. But most importantly, that's where you're going to get all of your information for Move to BU, including your labels, your routes, different things like that, your assigned time. That's where you can go on to actually change your move-in time if you need to. So really familiarize yourself with that My Housing portal and get used to kind of checking that daily, I'd even say, because we'll start sending you information as soon as we can. So like I said, once you log in there, you'll really be able to have access to all of your Move to BU information as we release it. When it comes to the actual dates, like I said, we try to get the Move to BU all done within a week, and our main move-in dates are those last two listed there, Wednesday and Thursday, August 17th and August 18th. The first day is generally our living learning programs and our residential college move-in days, and then the first year experience communities get to move in on that second day. And those are the days where we get help moving our items from the vehicles into the building. Those are when the volunteers are there, going to be that main Wednesday and Thursday. Now, of course, we are aware that Wednesday and Thursday can sometimes be an inconvenient time to move in, especially for parents who have to work, different things like that, if you have younger siblings, anything like that. So you do have an option to opt in to an early move-in time, but just be aware that those are sign-up required and they do not feature move-in volunteers. I don't know about y'all, but picking items up and down in triple-digit heat and like 90% humidity doesn't sound like a fun time to me. So we encourage our students to keep the Wednesday, Thursday time just because that's when you'll have the assistance from our volunteers, but you can opt into an earlier move-in time should you need to through your My Housing portal. Once again, your My Housing portal will give you all of your Move to BU essentials, so just making sure before you decide or before your Move to BU time that you keep checking on there. That's where you'll get your vehicle hang tags, which will let us know what route you're on and where you're moving in. You'll get your check-in QR code, your move-in schedule, all of those different things are on that My Housing portal. So your Move to BU essentials are in there. And another reminder just before it gets to the actual day is don't forget to label your items. So that's really one of the most important factors of our move-in time is labeling your items so that our volunteers can know where to put them. What essentially, like I said, they swarm your vehicle and they'll be able to grab everything and just bring it up for you. So you don't really have to lift a finger, you just have to check in with your residence hall director. But they do that based on the label. So there is a possibility of things getting misplaced if you don't label them correctly, and we have pre-made labels for you. So like I said, you can find all of that information on your My Housing portal. We'll start sending those things out in early August so you can start getting them labeled, different things like that. And again, just to double check your prohibited items, because even if you bring it, if they see prohibited items, they won't let you bring them into your room. So for instance, some of the prohibited items are bed risers. That's why we have that third-party vendor that does the bed lofts. You're not allowed to bring your own bed risers, but if you rent the third-party bed lofts, they'll have it automatically lofted for you. You'll show up that day and it'll be lofted. So that's just something to keep in mind for that. Some of the appliances, exposed heating elements, microwaves, obviously I mentioned that. Extension cords, we don't allow extension cords on campus, but we do allow surge protectors. So the larger surge protectors are allowed on campus, and you can find all this information, like I said, y'all, in your My Housing portal. This will all be in your guide to community living. It is just a reminder, though, to double check prohibited items, make sure you're not bringing anything that's not allowed on campus. And then before you arrive, essentially what we want you to do, like I said, keep checking your My Housing portal for Move to BU updates. You need to print your hang tags for each vehicle that you bring for the My Housing portal. Of course, you can print more than one, so if you have multiple vehicles. I know I was one of those people with my twin sister that rented a U-Haul. Granted, it was only half full, so that's okay. But print your hang tags, of course, and make sure that you put them in the front of your car once you get to bed, or like on the, and words fail sometimes, y'all, I'm so sorry. But put your hang tag in the front, because BUPD is gonna be out here and they're gonna be helping us direct traffic. That's just another note on there, is that we wanna make sure that you follow the route that we give you through your My Housing portal, that you don't plug it into the GPS, just because on move-in days, we work really closely with the Baylor PD, and we change some of the traffic patterns so that we can get you in and out quicker and that it's a smoother process. So that's just a note to make sure that you follow the route that's on your hang tag. And then of course, once you arrive, place your hang tag on your dashboard. That was the word I was looking for. Dashboard, so that BUPD can see it. And then have your check-in QR code ready. And like I said, once you're in the unloading zone, our volunteers will storm your car and be able to take all of your items up to your room for you. Essentially, all you have to do, like I said, is check in. So once you arrive, all of your items will be unloaded, and then you'll have someone in your party move your vehicle out of the unloading zone into one of the parking areas. It's really important that you do that so we can keep our line kind of moving and different things like that. We don't want anyone to kind of get in trouble or anything. So we'll have y'all move your vehicles, and then you're essentially good to go to start moving in and start getting everything ready. Just another note, like I said, early move-in days do not feature volunteers, but the days that do, you'll essentially just walk up, check in, and then walk into your room, and you'll be good to start unpacking. A few of our move-in tips from CLNL, just for y'all to keep in mind too, is pack light. We always recommend our students just to pack as few items as possible, because it'll be easier for our volunteers to get them all in one place, less to worry about. But also too, because you just you'll realize once you get here that there's maybe a few things that you might have forgotten, or some things that maybe don't fit in the room, and that's totally okay. We do have, Waco has an HEB, a Target, a Walmart, we've got a Home Goods now, a Bed Bath & Beyond. So there's plenty of stores in town for you to be able to shop at, to update your room and different things like that after you move in. A few other things too, just because again, triple-digit weather in Texas on move-in days. We recommend portable or handheld fans. They're really great for cooling down, especially if it's super humid outside. And of course, stay hydrated and wear sunscreen. You should be drinking a lot of water as you go through. It's a really busy day, and Welcome Week is a really busy weekend as well to get you oriented to Baylor. So we just recommend drinking a lot of water and different things like that. When it comes to actually getting to know I know y'all are probably just really eager to see your room or different things like that. We do have model rooms available to you. So we have those open during orientation from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So y'all can take any time during that to go through and actually look at a model room, generally within your specified building. I will say, actually, if you want to, you can go ahead and scan that QR code and it'll tell you all of the model rooms that are open and available. One thing to point out is that Heritage House has a model room, or has two model rooms actually. It has a suite and an apartment style. And you'll also notice that Texana House and University House do not have model rooms out. That's because Heritage House is essentially the same, it's a sister building to Texana and University House. So we've only opened the model rooms in Heritage, partially too because we do have camps going on Baylor's campus, meaning we have minors in some of our residence halls. So I know you'll be tempted to go around and try to find your individual residence hall room, but no one wants to be that creeper in the hallway with students in the rooms. So just make sure that you stay to the walkways that we have our arrows through, and that you just go look at the model room that's available on that sheet. But we've got, they're all across campus, so you're able to go around and take a look at that. And some other things to note as well is just our email and our phone number up there, and then our social media. If you haven't checked out our Facebook especially, we have individualized photo albums for each of our residence halls. So a great way to kind of get to know some of those common areas as well if you don't have time to stop by one of the model rooms. And then of course, all of this information can be found on our website. So if you're curious or anything, you can feel free to go do that. And that basically sums up this presentation. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, if you don't have any questions, or if you don't feel like sticking around to listen to the questions, y'all are good to go. Otherwise, I'll stay up here and try to answer any questions y'all may have.